It's a gift from the Creator. It's a medicine game. It's a game that has historical and spiritual connections.
Traditionally, lacrosse would have been known as stick and ball in whatever language you were speaking. Some nations would call it little brother of war. Lacrosse is a much deeper game than what it is on the surface level. A lot of people don't realize the depth that comes with a game like this.
You're carrying on your own traditions, you're carrying on a lifestyle, you're carrying on something that's embedded into our genes. That's us, that's what we are.
I have two older brothers who play lacrosse. My dad was their coach. When I was about 5 years old, the team needed players, and my mom was looking around the arena and couldn't find me, a little bit panicked, and then there I was out on the floor with a bunch of lacrosse gear on, playing the game.
What was taught to me was that the game was played if there was a drought, if there was a conflict, if there was a war, if there was starvation, if there was disease. Somebody would take it upon themselves, say, let's have the game of lacrosse. Let's play a game for the Creator to change what has been happening to us, something negative.
I was always taught that you don't just step on the floor for you. You step on the floor for people who can't do it anymore. You step on the floor for people who are not around anymore. And you step on the floor for the sense of the pride of where you're playing.
The whole community is engaged in playing the sport, in the preparation of the sport, of the preparation of the game, the choosing of the number of players, how many goals would win, how do you set up the field and that. And the feast that goes with it too, the offering to each other and also the offering back to the Creator. All of that was part of the preparation.
Traditionally, the game was considered a gift from the Creator. It would have been used for various different reasons. One is to bring entertainment to the communities. Another reason would be to prepare the youth for their future, whether it would be hunting and gathering of food or preparing for battle. Another reason the game would have been played is to settle disagreements between different communities and to also heal those community members. So at the time, being able to put down some of those traditional medicines and having a game to be able to create that environment for the healing is how the game would have been used traditionally. These days there are different versions of the game, and there are a lot of opportunities for men and women in the game today.
To hold a wooden stick it's like on a cold day if you grab a warm blanket. To me, that's what that feeling is, to put it in your hands, to put a ball into it, start playing with it. You pick it up, and right away, I would feel the hands of my ancestors on my back, looking over me, pushing me forward, telling me I'm doing good, and applauding. Even if I was just playing catch by myself, that's what I would feel as well. Because you're carrying on your own traditions, you're carrying on a lifestyle, you're carrying on something that's embedded into our genes. That's us. That's what we are. That's in our blood.
Plastic sticks had just been invented within a few years of me being born. So I was one of the first generations that started using a plastic stick, but our pockets inside of the stick were a traditional stringing. So we still had the same leather strings that were in there. The lacrosse stick that I used for the majority of my years as a youth, I still have the pocket hanging up in my room downstairs at my house.
The wooden stick is the medicine of the medicine game. It's a feeling medicine, a body medicine, it's a mind medicine, to put a wood stick in every player's hand to let them feel that history and deep teachings of lacrosse.
I teach the history of the game to every class that I work with. I've been teaching lacrosse in schools for just under 15 years now. When I finished high school, I wanted to get into Indigenous studies of some sort. So I ended up taking an Aboriginal studies program at college out here in Vancouver. And that's where I ended up learning a lot of the history of the game and the origins, just out of curiosity. I wouldn't have known that 15 years later I would have been using that information to share with students in schools. In my mind, that's the reason I have a position to be able to share the game, is because of that history. So it's important that every student who has mastered all the basic fundamentals of the game, that they should know where the game originated from as well.
It's important that when you play the game, for our communities, it's scheduled as an event for the whole community. Sure, the game itself will take on that competitive nature of a winner and a loser, But we try to play it is that by competing in the game, we're all winners. After the game, there's no hard feelings. We all participated in somewhat of an event. And if you play the sport and you love the sport, you want to play for it like that.
I see the healing in schools today, and sometimes I'll see a student with autism who is a little reluctant to try lacrosse at first, and then at the end they don't want to leave. We've had a lot of times where students have cried because they don't want lacrosse to end. And that, to me, like a lot of times I feel my own emotions, like my eyes will well up a little bit when I see students with varying abilities being so drawn to the game. And I see it, and I feel like that's the medicine continuing on in this contemporary version.
To us, it's a sacred game. We play it for the pleasure and amusement for the Creator. But who represents the Creator? It's the spectators that come to the game. It's the youth that come to the game. You play the game for them, and in doing so, you embody the values of what this game is all about.